Okay, let's start. Everyone is here, at least from the TOC side, and Anita to provide the updates of the document docs working group. Hello to the TOC meeting on 18th of June. We have our standard agenda to review action items from last week. We will get an update from the docs working group, review our PRs, RFCs issues, and talk about any other business. So let's check on the action items from last week. Check whether we can align the inactive user bot with the TOC. So I prepared a PR here. So we all see that one on the dashboard. Sign out. Just a second. I have to log in. Unfortunately. So I prepared a PR to make the inactive user automation run on the first Monday of a month. We will see that one shortly. So we have also Amelia asked Ian to open an issue in our community repository. What we discussed about having meta issues for the RFCs. We have to be able to track the progress on the RFCs. And we had an action item to go over the FIPS block, FIPS support block. Had everyone time to go over the block, or should we leave the action item still open?
Sounds like we should leave it open.
Yeah, okay, I will transfer it to this week. Okay, then we can proceed with the docs update. Hello, Anita. Yeah.
Morning. Thank you. As you know, the docs working group is extremely small. We have a new member, Paul Spinrad, and he will be dedicated about he'll be able to spend a lot more time on it than I've been able to, so we should be able to make a little bit more progress. But I will say two things I did want to mention. One is that we are still doing daily doc builds on in the pipeline on days that there are changes. I just want to keep up with everybody around the world who might be making changes, but it's been really quiet. So what we've been doing is publishing only on days when we can see that there have been changes. So that's ongoing. The other thing I wanted to say is a bit of progress. I went through page by page through the CF docs, checking for Spinrad, SPINARD. Thank you. You might see these. Yeah, so I went through every page of the CF docs to just have I just wanted to see a quick run through. So I was able to spot and fix many formatting errors. So that's done. And the occasional typo that jumped out at me is done. I would like at some point to go through and do a full detailed edit, but there's not been time for that now. And I can't really predict when there will be time. An action item that is not yet done, there's a, what is it called? A repo called, I know I brought this up before, deployment CF. Is that right, Amelia? That was archived, but it's still part of the book and it worries me. So I have not managed to get to putting it back into an active repo, but I've let Paul know and I hope he'll have time to do it at some point. Yeah, I'm not sure why it was archived while it was still part of the book, but it's a bit of a weird thing. Anyway, just to let you know that there's no progress on that, but I did run a trial of it and it failed, so I had to undo it, and we'll try it again at some point when Paul has time. I would have invited him here today, but he is on vacation for another week. That's about it for me, I think. Any questions about that or anything you'd like to see done? Great, thanks.
Are there any questions? Is there anything we can help with, Anita?
I can't think of anything right now. If we do run into trouble with that repo, I may need some pipeline or scripting help, but I will certainly reach out if that turns out to be the case. I don't think it will be. I think it's a matter of what I'd like to do, because people haven't been able to edit it for, I think, 2 years, if I remember correctly. I think it was archived in 2022. So it's not been able to be edited in all that time. So rather than leave it there, I really would like to move it into one of the active repos, the few docs that are in there, the few files. So there's a bit of adjustment needed in the pipeline and in the scripting and so on in there. So, and of course in the book repo. But I'll reach out if we need help. I think one thing I wanted to say about Paul is that he's very, very experienced with the pipeline, the doc pipeline. So that will be extremely helpful to me and should make a difference to how well things go, how quickly things go, and for future improvements.
I've been checking on Paul's contributions. I want to just add information when people are promoted in the community. We just have an automation which adds the previous contributions of an user. I was surprised. Yeah,
Yeah, Paul's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's come back.
Yeah, he was working on other products for quite a while. So now that we've got him in our VMware/Broadcom group, I'm pulling him into the CF because his experience is just going to be extremely valuable to us here.
And the automation for the docs build and everything haven't been changed. It's still on your side.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
I have one, let's say, long-term content question. When I look through the CF documentation, then there's still a lot of, let's say, mentioning of CF6 or experimental CF CLI commands inside. Do you have here some ideas, plans, or recommendations to clean this up? Should it be cleaned up? Is this more, I don't know, part of the working groups that builds the CLI, or I don't know.
Yes, I've seen a ticket internally to remove CLI 6, and so that will be removed as part of the documentation too. So that will be done by October 15th or so.
Oh,
and I
that's good
know,
news.
yes, and I did ask Paul. He did a little bit of work to make sure that CLI 8 was mentioned appropriately in the docs too. I haven't checked into it, but he's told me that's complete. So yes, CLI 6 should disappear this summer or fall, but by October 15th.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, if there are no other questions, then we can proceed with the next agenda point. Thank you, Anita, for the update.
Thank you. I'll log off then and you guys can get on with it.
Thanks, Anita.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, what's on our dashboard? So the first one is my action item to change the automation to run on every Monday, the first Monday of a month. So it turned out that it is not so easy to achieve this. Yeah, you have to somehow use a little bit magic. There is a linked Stack Overflow super user thread which discuss different options. I chose the one here. Yeah. If we experience any issues with this, I think we can change this, or in case someone has a better idea, how to achieve.
No.
Okay, thanks for the approvals. And the next one is a small improvement in our internal org automation README. So this, I was just trying to, try something with the inactive user automation and found out that Python doesn't allow you to just run these steps which were documented here. So we need some additional steps to execute locally the automation. I think more for you. I tried this, Stephan also tried, and seems to work. Okay, this is all regarding PRs. On the RFC side, we have our well-known.
Yeah. And I had to add a few well-known last-minute comments as always.
Okay, there is, okay.
It
Still
is
something unclear.
a lot of text. This default up lifecycle setting, I didn't know that existed in the cloud controller, so I looked it a bit up, and it has some, let's say, flaws. At least it is currently hard-coded to build pack and used internally when you create an app without specifying a lifecycle. Then yeah, it's build pack. It could work out, but only just by ends if we do some restrictions. So if we are not allowed to set it to Docker, because then still you don't know if you want to have build pack application, should it be CNB or classic? This is not well defined, and it also only works because by chance, okay, not only by chance, but the REST API call and the additional information that is part of this lifecycle object for classic build packs and for CNBs is exactly the same, because otherwise the CLI wouldn't know how to formulate the API request. And it might work, but it's a bit hacky. The alternative would be that somehow the CLI knows how to query this default configuration parameter, which means info endpoint, I don't know. Defining it in the CLI is probably not a good idea. So yeah, such an innocent looking wish suddenly gets pretty complex. But I don't want to block this RFC. I mean, it's an implementation detail then in the end to solve this somehow.
Yeah, I didn't know also about this default app lifecycle. I was also surprised that I asked this 2 weeks ago, I think somewhere.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, my comments were all built in and
So then should we wait until we have more clarity on this point, or how do you feel?
I think we should wait. I think it's pretty clear that if they wanted to start the work, like it's just small things to get the RFC approved. And if they
Yeah.
wanted to start implementing it, this isn't actually blocking anything, but I'd rather the document when it be approved be correct.
Agreed.
Or I assume they don't think it's completely blocking everything, blocking the
Nah,
work. They're
at the
not
moment,
sitting around
nothing is
twiddling their
blocked.
thumbs. Yeah.
The implementation of CNBs without system Bs is still in progress and will take probably a bit longer. So
Just a bit longer. Yeah.
just a bit long. No, it's progressing well, at least for the parts that I know of. I have seen it already on a test landscape. So yeah, it's not
Nice.
that unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is no reason to urge this. Yeah. Okay, then yeah. And the other one, just open.
Thank you for all the read-throughs.
Okay, so you will need time to update Amelia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've updated some, not all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then we have the RFCs, and here we have now a new tab.
About the previous one, there was a mention of that you need 2 PRs to create a repo and then add it to an one to create a repo and one to add it to a working group. But I thought that could be done in one PR.
Mhm.
Sorry.
In this case, yeah. If you go to the files changed, it's a little bit nicer viewing.
Okay. So
It's
I
case
believe
one.
we've done this in the past, like where this was just part of one
It's case one
PR.
at the top.
I was.
One more up. And there we go. This case. I trust you, Ruben. I think you know the automation better than I do.
No, but I mean, I just go by. I feel like I've seen PRs before that did it in one go. It would resolve itself. Maybe I'm missing an edge case.
Yeah, I think this can be done in one step. Usually we. Yeah.
Okay, I'll change it.
The only reason I can think of to split this is if the approval for adding to the working group and the approval to have the repository require different people to approve. But
I mean, they can still all approve in one PR, right? Like,
yes,
I think it's only I think timing is only important when moving a repo from another org, right?
renaming.
Or maybe renaming as well, but at least the moving from a different org, then there's a bit of timing, but I don't think for the create that we have just done in one PR in the past.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I was overexcited then. More PRs.
Create 5 PRs, close the first 2, then open another one. We need to get those metrics up, right?
Yeah, we have to do some work here. Our dashboard society.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think the timing issue is mentioned below by Stephan here.
Yeah, I made a change to reflect Stephan's comment. I like that
I think
version.
we never tried this suggestion of Stephan, this suggestion, but it looks to me that it will work.
We'll do it live, and if it doesn't, we'll change it again.
Exactly, yeah. The renames are, it's not so common, right? Nobody wants to rename a repo unless there's a very strong reason.
Yeah. We had some Fortran back in the foundational working group, I think, with one repo. But yeah. Okay. This is about the RFC. So here the new dashboard, about what we discussed last time, to track somehow the progress on the RFCs. We have 2 active.
This is awesome. Thank you, Beyhan.
Yeah, welcome. Let's see how it works. But yeah, we have already 2 for the CNBs and Noble. I created also 2 for the other 3 new for the other RFCs we accepted this year. I'm not sure whether people can update the description when they are created by me. Let's see how this works. Most probably TOC can. I'm working group leads also. I don't know for other people if they.
Yeah,
But,
I think I would be able to edit according to the UI.
Let's see how this works. But yeah. And yeah,
does it make sense to mention the people that submitted these RFCs so that they are aware that we would like them to update, or maybe leave a comment mentioning them so that we ask them to update these issues?
I already did this in the TOC channel. I announced the
Okay.
dashboard and mentioned the owners, RFC creators there.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the issues side, we don't have anything new. So then we can go proceed to the any other business. Is there anything you want to discuss?
Well, not a lot of time left for CloudFoundry Day, Europe, CFPs, and other things. So if there are folks in your team that you can encourage to submit talks about, please do so. We'll also be opening up applications for being a part of the program committee. I think there's a couple of folks who expressed interest last time who will be carrying over to this time. But if there's interest in that, I'll share the nomination form out soon. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, if there's the talks are the main thing. If there are people and or topics that you're interested, please encourage folks to submit. I'm especially interested in hearing from services management and Kurifi, obviously, and get a chance to meet some of the contributors if they can make it. But yeah, there's obviously some areas that are of interest, and there's obviously a ton of areas that I don't know about, which I'm very happy to hear from folks who are working in those areas to come forward and submit CFPs.
I just looked it up. The CFP closes July 14th, just so everyone can get it in their mind. Thank you for reminding us, Rom.
Actively promoting this, at least in SAP. Let's see. Okay, anything else? If not, we are done for today. And see you next week. Take care. Yeah. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.